You want to know something I learned this year? Them friendship trios, they real.
Yes, friendship trios. Can they be successful? Yes, but only under these three conditions. One, you have friends outside of the trio. I've noticed greater emotional distress from women who have this trio as their sole source of social support. If two people go off and do something together, or if they're not available and you're trying to figure out what to do, you'll feel like you're on the brink of social collapse if you don't have any other option. So while this triad might serve as your primary source of social support, you have to have a variety of friendships. Maybe you're not as close to those other ones as you are with your group, and that's fine. But if most of your social needs rest in this exclusive group, it certainly puts limitations on you. The second thing is having a secure attachment style. Now, I know that sounds like a tall order, but hear me out. Unfortunately, in friendship trios, there are more opportunities for you to interpret social exclusion. So let's say friend A and friend B decide to get coffee because they happen to be in the same neighborhood at the same time. If you don't have confidence in yourself or security with your role in that group, then you might interpret that to have negative motivations whenever you see these kinds of situations. If you find out they texted each other instead of texting you, you might assign sinister intentions behind them doing that, as opposed to just thinking, oh, well, they have their own relationship within the triad and they should, because that's healthy. And finally, you have to have a commitment across the board to reciprocity. Now, I hate to burst any bubbles, but it's not possible to have equal reciprocity at all times amongst each of the women. There are going to be times when two women are closer than the other because they're experiencing something that's kind of in momentum. Maybe they're both new moms. Maybe they both discovered a new interest. Maybe they are both going through breakups at the same time. So for this season in the friendship, they feel a little bit closer than they would to the other person. But if you have confidence in the long game, you understand that that's kind of like a pendulum and it just goes around and it's natural. So while two people might be closer at one time, that's going to shift. The dynamics of closeness are fluid. But again, going back to point number 2, if you tend to panic over these kinds of things, wondering what it means for you and the strength of your attachment with the group, then that could be something that sends you into a spiral. So to commit to not talking about each other or purposely leaving somebody else out, if the overall commitment is to maintain some kind of balance, despite the fact that things will never be equally perfectly balanced, it gives everyone a better sense of confidence and security in the friendship overall. But without those 3 things, yeah, it could be a mess.